What is going on, Jet fans? Matt O'Leary back with another video, and for the first time this year, we are coming to you on a post-game show after a New York Jets win. The New York Jets beat the Cincinnati Bengals 39-38 on what started as a very emotional day as we found out just a little over an hour before kickoff. Nick Mangold unfortunately passed away due to kidney failure. I just wanted to start. I was live with Connor when this news came. I just wanted to come on this video and share my condolences. I'm rocking the Nick Mangold jersey today. An all-time Jet great, taken way too soon at just 41 years old. Just seemed like an awesome guy, both on and off the field. A crushing blow for our Jets community. Going to be hard to transition and talk about the game, and it was hard to focus early on in this game for me, to be completely truthful, but really brutal start to the day. The post-game show is brought to you by Sleeper. Think you know football? Then try to turn your football knowledge into real money with the Sleeper app, the ultimate fantasy sports app that can turn game day into payday. Just download the Sleeper app and pick more or less on your favorite players. With more stats than any other daily fantasy app, just choose 2 or more of your favorite players from pregame or live. Pick more or less from the predicted stats, and you could win up to 1,000 times your money if your picks win. Use promo code O'Leary, and you'll get up to a $100 match on your first deposit. New offer, there's a free $20 no deposit required promo. Also, terms and conditions apply. All right, let's get into this game. The Cincinnati Bengals start with the ball in this one, and they're just kind of moving down the field pretty quickly. Jamar Chase beats Brownlee for a first down. There's a big completion to Fant for a big gain. And it feels like the Bengals are driving and may get 7. They don't, because Quincy Williams comes up with a big time pass deflection on 3rd and 6. So the Bengals instead have to settle for a field goal. The Jets, they go 3 straight runs. 4th and 1, they run a pitch play. Now, it looked like they had a different call set up. I don't know. We have no idea what the original 4th and 1 play was, but clearly Justin Fields audibled out of it. They pitched it and it was a loss. So the Jets turn it over on downs. You blink and immediately they're in the red zone. Joe Flacco runs a tush push. Yes, the irony after the Jets run a toss play on 4th and 1. Joe Flacco at the ripe age of 62. Tush push into the end zone. The Jets are down 10-0. All right, here come the Jets. A couple checkdowns to Brees. First down, drive stall. They punt it away. Now, Jets defense, okay, on this drive, much better. Quincy Williams, big tackle for loss. They get a 3 and out. They get the ball right back. Isaiah Williams, haven't really seen much of him offensively. He's been a returner, but gets an end around for 25. They get to 4th and 1, and they decide to go conservative, take the field goal from 46. So it's a 10-3 game. The New York Jets find themselves on the board. They make it a 1-score game. Next possession for the Bengals, A.Z. Thomas just flat out beat by T. Higgins, a 44-yard touchdown over the top. 17-3, the Bengals go up. Tough game for A.Z. Thomas, and kind of expected that with Sauce Gardner out and the rookie having to start. Going up against T. Higgins and Jamar Chase is not an easy task. So 17-3 Cincy. The Jets, though, to their credit, they don't just roll over. Justin Fields hits Tyler Johnson for a big gain for 34. Jets get it to 4th and 2. And they throw it up to Tyler Johnson for a 15-yard touchdown, 17-10. Fields had to get rid of it, throws it up, and Tyler Johnson's able to come down with it, and we're back to a 1-score game. Bengals next possession, they try a flea flicker that Chase Brown just ended up keeping the ball on, and it looked like it was going to be an obvious flea flicker, and the Jets were on the verge of blowing it up, but really heady play from him ends up picking up a first down. They get Quinnen Williams to jump offside, check it down to Brown. Brown bounces off Quincy Williams, and then finds the end zone to put the Bengals up 24-10. Right before the end of the first half, the Jets get the ball and they start moving it a little bit. Isaiah Williams involved, Tyler Johnson involved. After a penalty, the Jets have 2 goal-to-go situations, unable to punch it in for a touchdown. They throw 2 passes incomplete. They settle for a field goal, 24-13. Jets get the ball out of the half, so can they get points? No, unfortunately. Isaiah Davis gets him to midfield on a nice play. The drive stalls after that. Jets forced to punt it away. Jets defense, they get a stop. Okay, out of the half, they get a stop. They're going to get the ball back. Mason Taylor gets hit with the false start to start the drive. Isaiah Davis with a massive run. Then Justin Fields finds Mason Taylor for a 1st and goal situation. Unfortunately, drive stalls again, unable to convert touchdowns in the red zone. They have to settle for 3, 24-16. Oh boy, here we go. All right, so this next drive is very frustrating. First of all, it's 3rd and 12. Jets have a chance to get off the field again. Instead, Joe Flacco beats Michael Clemens to the edge and runs for a 12 yards on 3rd and 12 to pick up the first down. Later on this drive, you'd have A.Z. Thomas unable to come up with an interception. He did technically catch it, but he was out of bounds and didn't reestablish himself inbounds. And on the very next play, the Jets give up a long touchdown run. The run defense in this game, or just the defense in general, was flat out atrocious. Just bad effort from the Jets defense and trying to, stop anything in the run game today. We'll get to the stats at the end here. Jets get the ball back, so they give up the touchdown, and they're moving it, pretty good down the field. The long Breece Hall run sets him up in plus territory, and then finally Breece Hall punches it in. His first touchdown of the season. You have to go all the way to week 8 to get the first touchdown of the season. Jets go for 2, field scampers in, so it's a 31-24 game. We're back to a 7-point game. All right, the Jets still very much so in this. Next possession for the Bengals, they are just running right down the throat. Whether it's P. Ryan, whether it's Chase Brown, they're just chunk play after chunk play after chunk play. Finally, Chase Brown runs one in, 38-24, back up by 14. Now, this is when things start to change for the New York Jets. You get a huge Breece Hall run for a 26-yard touchdown. The Jets would go for 2. Key moment in this game after the Breece Hall touchdown run. The Jets go for 2 in this spot. He passed the test. So they decide to throw the ball. Isaiah Davis catches it, but is initially marked short. Aaron Glenn challenges it, and after review, they show that he gets in the end zone. Major factor in this game, right? You go for 2, they get it, and now you're down by 6. That's what the analytics tells you to do. So how about that? Forward-thinking Aaron Glenn goes for 2. Now the Jets down 6. Jets defense does their job. They force a 3 and out. Will McDonald comes up with a sack on 3rd down, forces the punt. All right, Jets get the ball down 6. Play action strike to Arian Smith to get us going. Isaiah Davis catch gets the Jets inside to the 7. 3rd and 2 from the 8 or 9. Mason Taylor conversion into the 5-yard line. Jet set up, goal to go inside the 5. We get a little throwback. Am I watching the 2000 Jets? Was that just Curtis Martin to Wayne Corbett in Tampa Bay? No, it wasn't. It was Breece Hall throwing a touchdown pass to Mason Taylor. I don't think that he's ever thrown a touchdown pass before. His first of his career. A 3-touchdown day for Breece Hall. Good for me. I have him in fantasy. 2 rushing touchdowns, 1 passing touchdown. Sorry, Chris Jackson. Mason Taylor, end zone touchdown. 39-38. Jets up by 1. Going back to the previous touchdown, the decision to go for 2 has the Jets up by 1 point at this point. Can the Jets defense get a stop? 4th down territory. They're going for the Bengals trying to keep their drive alive. Incomplete. The New York Jets defense gets off the field. It's a turnover on downs, and the New York Jets get their first win of the season. Very happy for Aaron Glenn. I know there, we had people who wanted to see the Jets go 0-17. 0-17 is very, very, very hard to do in the NFL. We talked about a lot this week, the 2020 Jets. They went 2-14. Their 2 wins were against the 11-6 Browns, or the 11-5 Browns, and the 10-6 who was it? The Rams that year, their first win against the Rams. So they beat 2 teams with a record over 500. Point being, they were going to win a game. They were not going to go winless. And they did it on the back of their head coach making a bold decision that paid off. An improvement from the in-game management in that spot from Aaron Glenn. Happy for him. He gets his first win of his career. Let's take a look at some of the box score numbers in this game. It was not a pretty day for the Jets defense, or really for either team's defense. Total yards, the Bengals had 398 total yards. The Jets, as a team, 502 total yards. Holy smokes. All right, Justin Fields, 21-32, 244 yards, a touchdown, no picks, a 99.0 rating. Good for him. Bounced back in a major big way this week. Happy for him. Breece Hall on the ground, 18 carries, 133 yards, 2 rushing touchdowns. Isaiah Davis good on the ground also, 7 for 65. Tyler Johnson, your leading receiver, 3 catches for 64 yards and a touchdown. Mason Taylor gets in the end zone with a touchdown. And for the Cincinnati Bengals, Joe Flacco, 21 of 34, had 2 touchdowns at 223 yards, a 100.5 rating on the ground. Samaje Perine, 9 for 94 and a touchdown, 10.4 yards per carry. Chase Brown, 12 for 73, 6.1 yards a carry. As a team, the Jets defense allowed 181 rushing yards and 3 touchdowns against. That's something that has to improve. But the New York Jets and Aaron Glenn get their first win of the 2025 season. They go into the bye 1-7. Certainly not where I thought they would be, but I'm happy for Aaron Glenn. Why? Because the chances of him coming back extremely high in 2026 and him making decisions in game that yields a win is a positive for him going into 2026. Let me know what you think in the comments. I'm Matt O'Leary. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll catch you next time.